Good morning, and welcome to
Sound
Coffee with the
resumed.
Tigg and Friends. With me this morning is Bill, of course, Bill Highbank, Harrison. Uh,
Hey,
hey, this is volume 107, and for April 28th, 2019. If you like what you see, please hit the like button, and if it's your first time viewer here and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe and bell. Uh, so how's things out there in California? I hear there's lots of classic racing going
it's
on out
gorgeous.
there.
Gorgeous. Yep. Lots of stuff.
Yep.
Don't know if I'm going to make anything today or even next week. I'm just not feeling that great. Still suffering.
Yeah.
Still getting healed up.
Our friend
Today,
had a
kind of bad.
surgery. He had surgery and he's feeling it. He thought he was Superman and he could go do all this crazy stuff.
That's right. That's essentially it. Yep.
Yeah, you thought you were Superman. Thought you could get major surgery and then go do everything you wanted to do.
Well, it was a major surgery.
Well, it's major
More
enough.
of a procedure.
Well, still,
Procedure.
still.
But we don't need to go into that.
Oh
So
no, we don't. We just remember, folks, as we get older, we can't do everything that we used to do just as fast when we've had something done to our bodies. Anyway, yesterday we ran the first race of the Zoom Racing World's Denad SRF Championship, which was kind of fun.
User entered your channel.
Hello, user.
Hey,
That must be
fellas.
Tom.
hey,
Tom. Hi,
Thomas.
Tom.
It must be old Tom.
That's
Must
old
be old
Tom.
Tom.
That was my doing, the old Tom, new Tom thing.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we're here.
A little rough. A little rough this morning, but we're okay.
We're gonna talk about yesterday's race since we are live. We're on Coffee with the Tig.
Oh,
Yes, we're on Coffee with the
okay.
Tig and friends, and you're the friends.
I'm gonna look at the replays if I got them.
If you got the right one from the first race, post them up somewhere for me because my rFactor didn't record it. Please and thank you. I want to do a highlight video.
How would I know?
Go into your folder and see if you have it.
Yeah, I got four van ports.
Yeah.
It's got turns one,
So they're like
turns
25
two,
minutes
turns
long,
three, turns
I
four.
think.
Yeah, they're around
So
22, 23
the
minutes long.
So if you have four, you probably have two hot laps.
Now it says turns hot lap.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's one of the other two?
I want to see what they are.
Hopefully.
And the earliest, so the first one in there, the lowest one on the list should be the
race. The first race.
the first race.
Yep, should be.
That's what I would. That's what I would
Okay.
think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Well,
So Tom kind of ran away with our races yesterday.
I wouldn't say that.
The first one, yes.
The-
Second one, no, I think he had to earn that one.
Well, yeah, I made him earn it.
No, Mick was catching me, and he
Yeah, Mick was catching you
almost
at the
had
end.
me, but he spun out right before the front stretch.
I think Mick's gonna stop
the
laying
end.
down at the beginning because I think it's not working out the way he thinks it's gonna work out.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I guess I gotta hit play, right?
Well, that would work.
Mostly. Let's see.
Yep, here it is.
That first race, I myself didn't do very well. I wound up getting tangled up in the AI pretty good, and then too many off-track excursions to catch up and get a better finish than what I did. Johnny, he seemed to have a. I think he was more worried about his connection than he was worried about his racing because he was not holding the track well at all. And the track is kind of hard, but it's not that hard. Which, if you've never been there either, that would be kind of hard. It would be.
I know I struggled. I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah,
I couldn't get my stuff together.
I'm just glad we're past it. I mean, it's a nice track. It's got a nice flow to it. It's just I don't know. Maybe it needs hills. Maybe they should have put some hills there or built it with hills or on hills or something because it's awfully flat. Flat tracks just aren't not that fun to me anyway. Mid America Murderplex really isn't even that fun to me because it is in fact flat. I love it because it's where it's at, but and if you want to see the progress of the clean of what they need to do to clean it up after the floods that they had this year, that's on the Facebook page. So check that out. The drag strip and the road course. They have a video of that of how bad that got all mudded up. Thankfully, none of the asphalt got torn up. I was glad to see that didn't get torn up. But let's get back to the race. Tom, how was your race? You got through the AI pretty quick there on that first race.
Yeah, I got the third place before we got halfway through the first lap, or third place. I mean, before we got through the half of the first lap.
Cheater!
What the
So I
hell
passed
was
a bunch
that?
in the first turn and a bunch more in the second.
Cheater!
Okay. Gesundheit. I think that's what that was. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I can't help it if they don't get going.
Oh, I just see the second race I tried a similar thing, but they wound up knocking me around. So you somehow you got lucky in that first race getting through them that fast.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, you did good, Tom. You
I'm
just got
behind
through 'em.
Jeb.
Sometimes you get through them, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
I'm behind Jeb and Ian in the first race.
That first race.
And I caught up to him right on the start of the back stretch.
I feel bad about leaving Davin out.
Yeah. I don't know why we farted
I don't
him
know
off.
what happened there. I just didn't even think about him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get confused from series to series what people are doing. And since we hadn't heard from him, he was out of sight, out of mind, you know.
Oh yeah. But you took care of that on the forum, so it's all good. It's all good. So how was
All
your?
right, I took the lead on the second lap.
Yeah.
Yep, that's on the second lap.
Those are pretty small. You probably put them up either private message it to me or put it up in the file browser here on TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
That way we can have the full video. I can work on that tonight and tomorrow.
After you get him out of the file browser, do me a favor and delete him.
Okay,
So
I will.
we need to keep the.
Yeah, that's not
We start
important.
thinning stuff out of there.
Yeah, it's not important. We don't need.
All right. Well, I don't need to see the rest of this one.
Yeah, because you ran away with. No, watch the guys in the back. You struggle.
You just won.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
won.
How do you
all the
stop
racing.
this damn thing?
What's that?
I said, how do you stop it once you?
You hit the stop button or the X
Do you have
or.
your controls? You have controls down there.
Oh, I just found out something. You can do freeze frame with the space bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
It'll
yeah,
stop them.
space bar.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Now.
That's because set of course that.
A set of Corsa. What about a set of Corsa?
No, I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
I don't know why you put in specifics on a search and then you get stuff that's not related.
Oh, well, that's because they think you want to look at that too. Now, Tom pretty much ran away with the first race. Mick tried his best to catch up to him, and we wish Mick we could hear he give an explanation of why he spun out chasing him down, but he's not here right now, so we can't get that explanation. The second race.
2:28.
He's pushing too hard. That's what it was.
More than likely was that's the issue, but
There's the second race. So it's turns 1 and turns 4 are the two races.
okay.
All right. Play.
That second race was an interesting one, considering I tried to chop my way to the front as fast as I could and wound up getting spun out, falling way back, and somehow caught up.
There was a lot of people having problems on that second race.
Even the AI was having major problems, which was kind of weird. They still spin out in that second chicane before the last turn. They still couldn't figure that turn out,
Yeah.
which is
All
kind of.
right, we're getting ready to start the second race here. I'm 2, 4, 6. I'm in seventh starting spot.
And I'm right next to you, I do believe.
Yep, that's true.
Yep, yep, yep.
And I'm on the outside now. I need to try to get to the inside, but Dan's there.
Wonder what Dan's doing there.
So I have to let Dan go so I can get behind him.
Uh huh. Are you the one who spun me out?
No, I didn't touch you.
Yeah.
You hit the you hit Jeb's car and spun out,
Ah, is that what I did?
and I got around you.
Oh, I got her facing forward and.
Johnny's trying to take out two cars and he spins.
Trying to take out two. Shame on him.
So I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm in eighth place, going right before the start of the backstretch.
Yeah.
Just past one. I'm beside the next guy. Ooh, got bumped, hit the wall.
And that messed up your rest of your lap because that's when I caught up to you. Was at the end of the first lap or second lap I caught up to you?
This is first lap.
Yeah, I can't remember what lap I caught up to you. I was surprised I could not only caught up to you but got by you and put a little space between us, which was quite fun. It was quite fun doing.
I'm behind Gunner.
Yeah, he was that AI was a little strong this week. Usually, we don't usually have him, do we, Gunner?
Yep. What's our first race? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing him in all the practice sessions. That's what I'm saying. I honestly don't remember seeing Gunner in
Let's
any.
see, there's
Yep,
1,
he's
2,
been there.
3, 4. I'm in fifth place on the end of the first lap.
I did take out all the extraneous.
No, take that back. I'm in
AIs.
sixth place. There's one car hiding beside another one up there.
Yeah. Well, if you've got that black overlay that I use, it should say that your position next to your name at the bottom.
I got it on full screen.
Oh, okay, okay.
How do I get out of full screen?
Minimize. Somewhere there's a minimize button.
No,
if on that black one, it's in the lower left-hand corner. Right, yeah, right-hand corner, not left-hand corner. I'm sorry, that's my bad. My brain's still a little foggy this morning. Brain's still a little bit foggy this morning.
Oh, fighting Ian for the lead, and I get spun out.
Is that how you? Is that how I caught up to you?
In the last turn before the front straight. There goes Mick.
There goes Mick.
I don't see where it says what position I'm in.
It should be in parentheses 11th? In front of your name.
I'm in 11th.
Yeah.
At the end of the. Here comes Dan passing me.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, and that was like I said. I was surprised. Oh no, actually, that was basically the race for the.
Dan's in 11th. I'm in 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, that was back in the earlier.
It's the second lap.
Yeah, and then we chewed our way through the AI after that, and Mick had his issues, Johnny had his issues, connection issues. Johnny told us he was having connection issues. We don't know what happened with Mick.
I'm glued to your bumper like white on rice.
Mick just goes into the wall and then he's gone.
That sounds like a connection issue. That really does.
Oh, because he's driving along down the main straight. He crosses the line. He's in the lead. He crosses, or he's behind. He's in the lead, and he just slides sideways into the wall and he disappears.
That's a connection issue, definitely. No, I don't know if he's been on Stenot since. Yeah, he's been on Stenot since then. He hasn't said anything about it. I think he's a little upset.
About what?
Connection issue. Because at that point he pretty much had that. He was in the lead. I don't think we were going to catch up to him because he was way in the lead.
Now, if you take these replays and put them in fast forward mode, they sound like Indy cars.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They look like they're going about the right speed too.
Yeah. Yeah, these cars are a wee little bit slow, and they really have no oomph. They just kind of, I feel like I'm driving a Chevette. That's what I feel like I'm driving, or a Rabbit. You know, somebody just doesn't have any get up and go.
That Johnny's car sitting in the front straight was an obstacle.
Yeah, that was odd.
A weird place for it to die. Just stayed there too.
Yep. Tom had to drive around in one lap because we were running 3-4 wide at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was several places you see you guys making decisions about which way you're going.
Yeah.
Every time I get next to Ian, he wants to hit me.
Sounds like Ian and me.
It sounded like he went to hit me.
Dan's in the lead.
Miracle. There's a miracle. There's your miracle right there.
Why you say that?
It's because I was sucking at that track up until that point. I didn't think I was doing that great. And then all of a sudden...
You were doing the right thing until you got to the first turn.
What was that?
Now I'm in the lead.
I thought I had to lead for a couple of laps. Could have sworn I did.
Well, you didn't get scored 2, but you were out there for 2, most of 2.
Yeah, like 1.5, 1 3/4.
That's what I thought. It was closer. It was, yeah. So there you go. I led another lap in another race. Hey, there you go. That's one in the series.
You got the lead going on to the front straight, and then you lost the lead going off the front straight the second time by.
Yeah, well, that's because you're just a better driver than I am, and I did everything I could to hold you back there.
Say that.
Oh yeah, I would. You have more wins than I do. I have 0 wins. You have how many wins? A big goose egg.
All right, what do you want me to do with these?
Just the first one. The first race, just put it up in the file browser and I'll grab it, and then I'll delete it.
All right. Let's see. It's not vehicles. It's replay fridge. Replay
fridge. I never understood why they call it a fridge.
The first race.
I guess it chills there.
Copy there.
Because they're cool.
They're cool. Cool, Daddy-O, cruising on the patio.
Add archive. You want a zip file or a 7Z or what?
Zip's fine.
Ultra.
9 times out of 10, my 7-zip doesn't extract 7 zips, and I don't know why. It's weird that way.
The zip file is the exact same size as the VCR file.
There you go. Because they're not really all that big. That's the one nice thing about rFactor is they're not that big.
I'm not going to put them in a folder. I'm just going to stick them up.
Yeah,
loose.
that way.
If it'll let you. It might not let you.
Yeah, it is. I got special privileges.
Oh, his special purpose.
He's
because you're a wiener.
Yeah, he's special, all right.
All right, it's up there, Dan. You want me to put the second one up?
No, I got that.
Did you want it, Bill?
I don't need it.
Okay.
I looked at it already.
Well, there's the first race.
Where'd you put it? Just in the main folder?
Loose in the main folder.
Huh.
It says Vanport without festival terms.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm looking dead at it and I don't see it. Wow. Okay. I'm looking dead at it and I can't see it. That's sad. That's so sad.
File transfer complete.
And there it is.
Okay.
You really want to delete that file? Yes, I do. And there we go. And that's already that's done. Downloaded and off the system. So there we go. So expect a video tomorrow sometime. A highlight video. Nice 20-minute highlight video.
Well, I had that 1 o'clock game yesterday.
And how'd that go?
And had a 12-year-old pitching. He's one of the better pitchers in our district.
Mm-hmm.
A team from Gettysburg.
Ooh.
I bet he's throwing 70, 72 mile an hour.
Wow.
For a 12-year-old.
And they got a catcher back there that's scared to death.
No doubt.
About the fourth pitch in, the little sucker shifted to the side to keep from getting hit by the ball. He wanted to catch it off to his side.
Oh, no.
Missed the damn thing completely, and that thing hit me in the forearm. I thought my arm was broke.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Big old knot came up.
Oh, my.
I could barely feel my hand there for about 10 minutes.
Yikes.
And finally the knot went down somewhat. And when I got home, I put ice on it and stuff. But my whole arm's going to end up being blue.
Yeah.
Because of the blood thinners I take. And I mean, that sucker hurt like crap.
I bet. Ooh.
Well, that don't sound like it was fun at all.
And then,
all right, so you're making excuses for why you're going to drive badly on Wednesday?
Not at all. And then later on, near the end of the game, the coach said, "Yeah, he ain't never caught before." I said,
"Oh my gosh,
coach!
You put him in there with your hot shot?"
Yeah,
that's not right.
No, probably because the other kid didn't want to come.
That.
The other kid probably didn't want to catch because his hands hurt from catching him.
I'll remember that.
I would too.
No doubt.
I would too.
Gee whiz, Tom. Glad you're alive.
It's the only place you don't wear padding, is it? On your arms. You wear it on your chest and everywhere else, but not on your arms.
You can get plastic armbands that go from your wrist to your elbow. That I don't want to be wearing them. It gives the kids the wrong idea.
Yeah.
What, that's your chicken?
No, they can get away with that.
Yeah.
And they ain't supposed to be wearing that stuff.
Oh, they're not. Oh, I didn't know that.
I just remember when umpires used to wear those big 4-inch thick chest protectors. Remember those?
Yeah, the balloon types.
Yeah. Look ridiculous.
Yeah, don't wear them no more.
No.
They're kind of outdated now.
Well, yeah, of course they are, but still, I still remember those days.
They were safe.
Oh, yeah. Big old mask on and...
All right, here's a guy that wants 4 cars and 1 render scene.
Isn't that nice?
Tell him good luck.
James Moore.
I don't even recognize him.
Got a total of 34 messages, 34 posts, I guess.
Yeah, that's what that would mean. So has anybody ever done a career mode? That's something I've been itching at my brain for the past couple of weeks. I personally have never done, or actually finished a career mode. I have started career modes. I've done a race
career
or two.
Mode in what?
Well, they're in Assetto Corsa, Project Cars 1 and 2 for sure. Kind of like it's kind of like a season in NR2K. That would be a career, kind of, but it's not.
Except
really.
In this one, you're starting out in a low end car,
right?
And you earn your way up into hotter rides and different series. Yeah, it's one of the cooler things about some of these sims.
Mm-hmm. So I just basically started 2 of them in Project Cars 2. One with the open wheel rookie car as the low car, and one with the Janetta as the low car.
What's
that, Tom?
This 4-car render this guy wants.
Mm-hmm.
The paint scheme's identical. The only thing different is the number.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. Team photo.
What's he going to do with them? Did he say what he was going to do with them?
No. They never say what they're going to do with them.
Well, they're supposed to, as I recall.
Mm-hmm. That's in the paint request. That's not in the render request. I do believe.
I just wonder what people do with all these daggone renders.
Nothing. They do nothing with them.
Post them once, maybe with the car download, and that's it.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's why Zmod is so... It should be used way more.
I never could get the hang of using that.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, well... It wasn't too simple for me.
And this is somebody that does
renders.
Yeah. Yup.
Well, here we'll go
Maybe
to my.
Maybe I didn't spend enough time trying to learn.
Yeah. You know how it is with our brains, Tom. At this, it just says no entrance. No one's allowed in.
No new information is allowed in.
Some days it's a sponge, and some days it's a piece of granite.
All right, what am I going to do here? I'm going to take and grab this, and I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to rotate it. Okay. Now I'm going to move it.
Yep.
1. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. Okay. I hate messing with my established scene like this, because if you mess it up, then it's messed up.
Yep.
And I have to move all the lights around and all that stuff just to fit these daggone cars in.
That's awful smoky looking. But that's a Z mod. It's up on the. I have a actually Z mod. That's not a good one, but it's kind of smoky. So let's open a new, different one. I don't remember which car I did in that scene. Nope, not that one. Why is it so smoke? Oh, that's right, because I don't use regular Z mod anymore. I use the other Z mod. Z mod 2. Duh. Maybe I don't. Maybe things got screwed up when I transferred it over. Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty simple. You can just go in there and play, think around with it to turn up to get that smokiness off of it. Shadowy. I don't remember. I don't play with it that often anymore.
Alright, let's see what I got here now. Alternate, rotate, and come up. That's too small. There we go. That's what he's going to get. Mustang. There's 1. Mustang. 2. Mustang. 3. Mustang. 4. Alright. Good job. O2. Okay. So are we doing any driving anywhere today or not?
No, I'm just cruising today, trying to feel good.
Yeah.
Feeling like I should run over to Auto Club because I don't know. I just don't feel like it. I feel like I'm getting worse instead of better.
Well, that's not good.
It's just
7.
I'm not comfortable at all.
90. 98. Render. Oh, need to add a couple more lights in.
No, no.
Dang it. Kind of dark up in one corner.
What are you doing? Are you doing a multi-car?
Yeah.
So have you ever finished a career mode there, Bill? So we'll get back to that.
Yeah, I did in I think P Cars 1 years ago.
Really?
I went all the way through.
Did
Yeah.
you? Did you win the whole thing?
I don't I didn't know. No, I didn't. You know, that's the thing. For me, and that's something I kind of wanted to talk about, is sim racing. If you're sim racing, it should be realistic, you know?
Exactly.
The multitude of sim racers think they should win races. I think when you go out there and sim racing, whether whether it's AI you're racing against or real drivers, you should somehow wrap your mind around the idea that the car is real and their competitors are real, and you don't want to hurt your car, so you don't drive it beyond a limit. If you can just drive into a wall and not care and just do whatever, I don't think you have a mindset. I don't think you're a sim racer. I think you're playing a game. If you're a sim racer, you're going for simulation. So you need to treat car like it's real, and you need to treat every car on the track as if it's real, and every wall and every tire barrier. I just see everybody has such a lapse, just a lazy attitude about respecting materials and other cars, and sometimes I think I'm slow because I don't just have this attitude that I can drive into anything or off the track and my car is going to be fine and everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one area that's very lacking in most people that call themselves sim racers. They don't treat anything like it's real. If you're simulating, you should be acting like things are real and consequences are real. If you can think you can run over a track and hit a wall every time you go out on the track, you're not a sim racer. You're just not, because you act like the car is not real. So you're not simming anything. You're just playing a game.
Right. Reset button, is.
And I'm sorry if that hits home for anybody, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
It is the truth.
You need to have a mindset that the car is real and that you don't want to damage it because it costs money, and it takes you out of, you don't just get to roll in there and get another car.
Or hit the escape button and get another car. Or say, oh, well, I lost this race,
exactly.
And I can go win the next race.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's what career modding is about. When we do hot laps, we have it on, we specify that you're unrealistic. Well, your car may be in realistic mode and the sim may be in realistic mode, but your brain isn't.
No.
You can't just overrun. There's a limit. There are limits in real racing that we don't have in sim racing, and I don't think most people have the mindset. Used to be watching vintage races. I used to kind of, and years ago, watching vintage racing's been around forever. I remember in the 70s seeing vintage races, and I always felt like they didn't push the cars that hard. They didn't want to damage them, and that was their chief concern. Nowadays, they go out there and they
beat the crap out of them.
They race them hard. There's a lot of respect. I think there's probably a little more respect given to the cars, and so they're not wrecking them. So maybe they're just shy of really throwing it around. But I remember when that Swede Savage car got trashed in a wreck in vintage racing back in the 90s. I think it was, no, it's probably in there like 2005 or so, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. It got completely trashed, and I thought, wow, they're really going after it,
Some of those Goodwood.
Look at that Goodwood stuff.
Yeah.
Look at the Goodwood stuff.
Yeah.
Those cars. There's some. You see some cars out there that are, there aren't a lot of them laying around. It's one thing if it's a Mini or something, but some of those Jags, I mean, they're pristine.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the old Austin Healey's and stuff. Some of the things that you see out there, there aren't many of them. And I mean, I see it in vintage races where the guy has a car, and the car should be more competitive than it is in the field that it's in. But I see it running in the back. I'm saying, okay, that's the driver. Just doesn't want to hurt his car. I guess I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, man, you see the guys out front. They're throwing it at it. I mean, the last race I was at Willow Springs,
Nothing to see.
there's one guy who drives a 510. I cannot think of his name. Save my life. I never can. But he dominates the B sedan series. And there's a guy that's got an RX3 that was really giving him trouble. This first time I'd seen anybody really challenge him. And this guy usually just drives off, leaves everybody. Emery or something, this is his name. But drives a blue and black Datsun 510. Anyway, this guy in this Mazda was running him hard. And I hadn't seen that before. And that car's been around for a while. I guess the guy maybe built up enough confidence, or,
Got enough spare parts.
decided he didn't have to, because those RX3s are stout cars, they were stout. But so I see them. But so vintage racing is a lot more competitive than it used to be.
Oh yeah, you watch those Goodwood. I watch a lot of them. I won't post a few of them up on the because I don't want to flood my Facebook page with them. But there's some I watch where their cars they've got damage on them, and they show them getting the damage on them. They're racing that hard, that close. It's not like in the old days where they would just whoever got to the front, that's the guy who won. If he didn't screw up his lap. They would fall single file and kind of do his thing. They did do that in one of the races that I did watch, where I think it was vintage prototypes. Goodwood's not big enough for that kind of car anyway, but they pretty much just parade lapped them around.
Yeah,
it was fun to watch those cars on the track, but
the one with the Can-Am with the 917s.
Yeah.
They had all those 917s in the back. They had the 917-30 marked on your car.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm thinking, this is sad.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to watch a 917. I mean, I know that, you can't unleash the beast, but, good grief. And he was hanging back, so he must have goosed it a few times. But, that's...
Yeah, it is sad, but it's still cool seeing them on the track. But you want to see them run. You want to see them run. You want to see them open them up.
I want to see him spinning out in the.
Get that big beast of an engine wound up and get it running. That track is way too small.
That's the most powerful race car ever built. I want to see the sucker unleashed. I want to see the full meal deal.
Yeah.
I want to hear the full meal deal. I want to hear it.
That's you sit there. It's I think it's got the lot. I honestly kind of I hate to say this, but it came from other games. Because sim racing is not a game, and then a lot of people call it the game. rFactor even calls it a game. So sim racing is not a game. Plain and simple. You said it. I said it. We all said it. It's not a game. You can't call it a game. That's why I correct a lot of people, and they just oblivious to the fact that it's a sim, not a game. And that's what it is. It's you get there. It all basically started with World of Warcraft, whereas oh I died, I'll just reset my button and go get my stuff and start over again. Basically that's how it started. Before that, we were kind of racing. We raced like it was real. I mean, and we raced hard, but we raced clean. Now you get run over under pacing laps. I've seen it. I've watched some other streams where they'll line up and race really good, or they'll wreck all on the first. They'll wreck all on the first lap, and then the caution will come out. The second green flag will drop. Then they'll race clean for 90% of the race, and then at the last the last couple of laps, they'll start beating and banging again and finish the race under caution. I think I've watched 15, 20 iRacing oval races over the last week or so. One of them finished under green. One. That's not racing. That's not racing as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's racing. It's just not at the level that
No,
people
it
probably
should be.
want.
And then they cry about their accident, their ratings and stuff like that. Well, you're the one that caused
Excuse
the
me.
accident, so why are you complaining? Race a little cleaner. Back off if you.
Just just at just as a point, Tom, on that render you did
Yeah.
in my offline leagues, I did not allow that.
What's that?
The same car with different paint car numbers on it. I didn't allow it. You're not allowed to enter cars that are all identical except for the number.
That's lazy.
Yeah.
You could do it if you had different colors or something that was fundamentally wrong, that you could identify the car apart from just the number. I just think that's
Lazy.
crap.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy.
There should be some aspect of it that's different. But, whatever. Everybody does it their own way.
That's team racing. But even team racing in F1, there's slight differences in each car. Slight difference, so you can tell them apart. Usually it's a color somewhere, but I don't dig that team racing concept either. So, but that's the way it's going to go. That's the way NASCAR is going to go. It's going to be one sponsor on two different cars because that's where it's headed.
You think?
Yeah, that's the only way they're going to be able to afford to race. I mean, Gibbs. It's headed that way right now. You got Gibbs. Well, they were at 5 teams and they knocked them down to 4. Hendrick and Roush, they were headed to 6 teams actually, and they knocked it down to 4 back 10 years ago. And then now you see that there's only 2 teams out there with 4 cars, 3 teams. That's not going to last much longer.
Yeah.
It's not going to last much longer.
I called out King Mad Dog in the shout box.
Did you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
Well, he's an iRacer now.
Yeah.
He's a big iRacer.
I've yet to see him stream iRacing, so I don't know if he's streaming that or not. I haven't seen him stream anything.
Are you? Oh, yeah.
He's on Twitch.
I went down to Lee's house when I was in Virginia a year or 2 back, or 3 years back, or whenever.
Yeah.
And he was a big iRacing person, and I wasn't all that impressed with it.
It just looks like an NR 2003 that you
So
paid
I
for.
never ventured that far in. If I'm going to pay, I want the damn thing to be 100%.
Well, that's
Grade A.
There's no such thing.
no.
Right, there's just no such thing. Look at ACC. I said, of course, a competizione. I mean, you look at the complaints about the quality of drivers. I mean, that's all you hear about is the fact that it's a wreck fest.
Yeah.
That they can't even they can't get around the first turn without just having a big slaughter race.
No.
So everybody's whining about that. And see, there is the difference between iRacing and anything else. iRacing, you get booted. They've got a system in place, the point system and their licensing, so that you don't let the new guys, the newbies, wander into a full-on race with serious people.
Well, even still, the serious
they
people
don't have
9 times out
license
of 10
to
they
do
can't
it.
drive either. I've seen that.
But still, they had to earn it, so they had to get there somehow. They didn't get there by wrecking everybody every lap,
No, they didn't.
Or
But
wrecking their own car. You can't even get off the track,
Well, that's just what I was looking at.
there's a part of me that says, yeah, I wish I had a job or had some kind of income so I could actually go iRacing, because that's where the online community is.
You need the connection to get on iRacing.
I think I do have the connection to get on iRacing, because from what I hear, it's just like the only reason why I can't get on Race Room is because they put a cap on it, a 500 ping cap. That's the only one I've not been able to get on, because of their cap. Every other one I've been able to get on and race and drive fine and have no issues. So I don't know. But the couple of guys I've been talking to, they used to race NR2K. They used to race rFactor, but they wanted to race more than the typical 5 to 15 guys that show up for NR2K and rFactor nowadays. So that is iRacing. And the one guy I was talking to the other night, we had a good conversation going about what he was driving. He's one of the few iRacers who realizes he's driving the next generation of NASCAR Racing 2003. Very few of them know that. This guy actually did know that. He actually knew Iceman. He's a good kid. He's a good kid that I was talking to. I was talking to a couple of them that remember that come here to Stanad. They still have NR2K. They just don't race it online because of what's out there, what's available to them, and that's basically what it is. And they don't want to deal with the crap. I mean, there's crap on iRacing, and they fully realize it. But there's a way to avoid all that crap, too. And when they do their own servers, they make it so that the people with less than a 3 crash rating or whatever it is, they can't get on there. If you got a low crash rating, that means you crash a lot. So, well, that's what they do. But you got to get to that level. It's all splitting hairs at one point or another when it comes down to online racing. The biggest population, of course, is iRacing. But if you don't want to pay that monthly fee, you don't want to pay for every time you get a license, you got to buy something. Then you got to deal with the other stuff. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. I mean, but even I've noticed that there's a lot of mods going into rFactor 2 and Assetto Corsa and Automobilista, where the mod makers are now charging $4 or $5 for it, which I don't know how they're getting away with it because of naming and badging and licensing and all that stuff. But we won't touch on that one. We've touched on that more than enough to touch on it again. But it's all about that. I mean, it's all about paying for it, and even the rFactor 2 paid mods don't get driven as much as the free mods do on from what I've seen from streaming. The one that does is the new GT3 mod from rFactor 2.
GT3 mods.
Imagine that. It's always GT3. Always GT3. That is the lifeblood of sim racing is GT3. That and Cup Car. That's what I watch the most of, GT3 and Cup Car. Very seldom do I watch anything else when I watch stuff. And I watch it to learn and figure out what they're doing and stuff like that. I don't watch it just to be mindful. I'm always thinking and learning and, just all the different things. And I'm watching different people's driving styles. Because my driving style, obviously, we always need improvement. I know I do. I've only led 2 races in Zoom.
Is that right? Only 2?
Yeah, I've only led the Willow Springs one and yesterday's. It's the only 2 I've ever led at the start finish line.
Yeah. So you have that first race luck.
Yeah, maybe.
After the first race, it falls off.
Well, I have a good feeling I'm going to finish well in some of these races coming up here because I'm comfortable with the track and the car. So it should be better unless I screw up or overdrive or
well, there you go.
Just like everything else. Like I always say, I am my own worst enemy. So there you go. I think we're all our own worst. There you go. That's a new expression. There you go. No, I tell you what. Let's pull out some with King of the Hill. I tell you what.
I swear I've done these damn renders before.
You probably have.
I'm talking about the ones I'm doing for Ed.
Yeah. Well, if you've been around the NASCAR Racing 2003 community as long as I have, and as long as Bill and you have been, a lot of the times, especially for the older mods, it's like I know this car's out there. Somebody say, "Oh, I painted a brand new car, never been done." It's like, I know that's out there. It's out there somewhere. Just gotta look for it. It's like, come on, people. If it's a Dale Earnhardt car in any mod, you know it's out there somewhere. A Richard Petty car, you know it's out there
is it
somewhere.
because they're cars you've done before on the Gen 6 mod, and now he's putting them on the 19 makes? Is that what's going on?
Nope. He's still doing Gen 6. It might be some differences to it, but it sure looked the same, if I remember right.
Well, don't we have a rule that says you're not using the render program as your proofer and then fixing your mistakes? Is there some kind of rule about that?
Yep.
He's not fixing mistakes.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying because you said you think you've done it before, so maybe that's what it is, but you never know because they don't talk.
Maybe after a while they just all look the same.
He might have changed characters on some of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
No, not saying.
Oh, in RF2 Riverside.
Yeah.
That is not a B-52. That's looks like a 747 actually.
Is it? I just know it's an airplane. I don't pay attention to it.
Not a B-52.
It's still an airplane. You don't see Randy. That's probably one of the details that's missing on most tracks is the excuse me.
I should return. I need to take a little bit of med.
Is the ability to put that kind of trackside objects in it, trains, planes, cars that actually move. And it's possible. I've seen it. I've seen it in NASCAR Racing 2003. There's a dirt track that has a train that goes by. It's possible. It can be done if the people want to take the time and learn how to do it, and that just adds to the realism. And they're always after realism. That's why they spend $4,000 on a sim rig. I had some guy tell me the other night that I could spend $50 and make my own sim rig. There's plans out there and everything that you can download and make your own sim rig.
Oh, you can make one for really cheap out of PVC pipe.
Well, yeah, like $50. Yeah, you got to pay for the materials. And maybe one of these days I'll get around to doing that. But right now, having this is what I've done for 16 years. What you see, the wheel bolted to the desktop. Well, not bolted, but and that's the way I've done it. That's the way I'll probably do it for a while longer still. It's just not a priority for me. The realism is the sense. When I'm looking at that screen in front of me, that's all I see. I don't see anything around me. I see that screen. I got the headphones on my head, and I can hear the engines, and that's the realism for me. I don't need VR because my eyes focus on that 32-inch screen in front of me. Now, if I had a bigger screen now, of course, my focus would be spread out. But right now, I just have a 32-inch screen. That's where my focus is. That's all I see. I don't see my dogs. I don't hear my dogs. I hear you guys because we're on the talk, but that's about it. That's it's all about immersion. It's how you immerse yourself. You don't need $4,000 worth of equipment to race. To race, you don't need it.
Yeah.
You really don't. You don't have it, do you, Tom?
No. All I got's what is it? A 27-inch monitor? Is that what I got?
No.
23-inch.
Yeah.
Diagonal. Viewing area.
That's all you need. As long as you get focused where you're looking and
a $50 joystick.
And a $50 joystick. That he wins with, people. That he wins races with. Now, it's a different story if he's spending $4,000 on a wheel and not winning. That's another thing about that, what you were talking about. They feel they win. They spend all this money on all this equipment. They feel they need to win. And then if they don't, 6 months later, they're selling it all. It's like, come on, people.
Well, it's because the kids talk mom and dad, and this is the stuff they got to have. And mom and dad thinks he's going to be the next AJ Foyt and go out and second mortgaged her house to buy this crap, and then little Johnny ends up being a total dud.
Or kicked out of iRacing.
You see it all the time. You see it all the time.
Yeah. They get kicked out of. I've talked to a few people that's they get bans and stuff like that on iRacing if you race 30. That's it happens, but that's the way it is. There's like
well, you see that in everything, and it's even in baseball.
Oh yeah.
I see them little kids. Mom thinks they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they bring them up too soon. And they can't catch a ball. They can't throw a ball straight. Can't hit. And they're just they spend $300 or $400 on these new bats, and it can't hit squat with them.
$300 or $400 for a bat. We spent what, $20 back in the day tops.
We didn't even have $20. We made bats.
Yeah, well, you did. I bought bats because my parents weren't that. We didn't have that kind of stuff. We bought them.
I mean, we didn't have. When I was a kid, we didn't have indoor plumbing until I was 9 years old.
Tom is not that old, people. He's trying to make it seem like he's old, but he's really not that old.
Truth. Well, I lived in a poor town with my grandmother, and it's just the way it was.
And you appreciate everything you got. Unlike today.
I appreciate everything I got today.
Unlike today, where kids, I need this and I need that. No, my stepson does that. I like get a job
because I know I worked for it and saved my money to get what I wanted.
Yeah,
I didn't get what I wanted and then paid for it.
Yeah.
My favorite expression is to the children.
That concept is lost.
Oh yeah, it is. My favorite expression is get a job when they ask for something. Get a job. You want to get a job. And that's probably why my kids hate me today.
Yeah, 1, 2.
But they go out and they all work and they all buy things they want. So there you go.
So they learn the lesson whether they liked it or not.
Exactly. You want that good job.
If it was up to me, I'd pass a law where it would be illegal for anybody under the age of 28 to even have a credit card.
Yeah. Or get married.
Well, gotta pass an IQ test.
That's different, but credit cards are the downfall of everybody that gets in trouble. I believe.
Oh yeah.
It's slavery.
Oh yeah. It's just like you watch all these commercials on TV, and they crack me up. That there's all these internet companies. Yeah, buy this here, buy that there. You ever been on Wayfair.com? They say anything over $50 is free shipping. There's hardly anything on that site under $50. that site's freaking expensive. I don't know how people buy anything on that site. Anyway.
Well,
we digress. Big time.
I ain't bought furniture in quite a long time, so.
You know where I buy my furniture? The Goodwill.
And last thing I bought was the bed I sleep in.
Oh, that I buy new.
Beds have gotten expensive.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they are.
But then when you consider how much time you spend in bed, it's probably a smart value.
Actually, if you buy one of those new fangled blow-up mattresses that never need air, what's it called? A Lisa mattress that comes in a little box, and you open it up, you pop it, and it blows up. Have you seen that thing?
The foam, yeah.
I haven't seen a real one.
I've seen videos of them where they come in a wee little box.
Yeah, there's like the Lisa, the Casper, the Cloud. There's a whole bunch of different ones now.
Yeah.
The $800 bed back box.
They say returns are free. It's like, how the hell do you put it back in the box?
Yeah, you got to get it back in the box.
Well, you got to get it back in the box and send it back. Well, you're stuck with that thing now. Not satisfied? Return it for free. It's like, how the hell do you get it back in the box? Because the machine puts it in the box. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway. And I'm only 67, if all you people are wondering.
No, he's not that old. I said that you were not that old.
Well, I thought I'd just throw that in there, too.
Dead Man Racing.
Dead Man Racing. Actually, Wild Bill over at Hobo still races, and I know he's in his upper 70s.
That's hell when a dead man beats your ass.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Wild...
This close to hooking up my joystick. This close.
I'm about ready to pull up. Oh, here. I don't need a joystick. I can just pull this out and hook this bad boy up. You know, that's what they're all racing with, too. They're all racing with the Xbox controller. I got one sitting right here. Actually, I've got two of them. That was the closest one to reach. But yeah, that's what Tom Davin drives. The new Tom drives with is an Xbox controller.
Yeah, but you got to have a Xbox.
No, it hooks the Xbox.
One, right?
No, Xbox hooks up to your computer, to your Windows. It's the same, basically the same thing.
I'll have to. You'll have to show me that again because I'm doing renders right now. So.
Yeah. I used to actually at one time I did have it hooked up to my computer and just sat there because I was going to use it as a button box, but I just never got around to do it. So I said screw it, and I disconnected it and put it away. But you know, that's the way that goes. I was thinking about moving my keyboard again because I don't like where it's sitting. It's been sitting up there for like 6 months, but I haven't gotten around to doing that either. Yep.
All right.
So the next
At least I would.
What's that?
Dude, go ahead.
You're talking about something. Our next Zoom race is where, Bill?
Utah Motorsports Campus.
Oh, I like that. Actually, that's a better fit for that car.
Motorsports Park.
Yeah, I like that car and that track together. That's better than Portland.
Well, it's more of a flowing track, which those cars seem to be suited to.
You
know, they don't like to stop and pick up speed. They don't like that.
No, they don't.
They like to just kind of roll. They like to just roll through the track.
Carolina Motor Park is about the same way too. So the only one where I actually see us having any problem is Lime Rock.
I ain't got no problems with any of them.
Well, Lime Rock just seems Lime Rock for me is, even though it's a lot of fun, it just seems like it's like you always should be going faster than what you are. It just feels like it's that fast flow. It's a fast flowing track. That's why I sit there and I watch when they put the prototypes on there, and it's like that track just seems too small for a prototype, but they still run them there, which blows my mind. But they don't do multi-class at the same time. That's probably a good thing. Or do they? I don't think they do. Do they multi-class?
I don't think so. Smaller tracks, they don't do multi-class.
Yeah.
They split the races.
Yeah. Lime Rock's definitely too small for that. But that's what they do. It's cool though. It's racing is racing, just as long as they drive clean. I was watching one of the GT3 races yesterday. It was GT3 or GT4 on YouTube. GT World is broadcast all their races over that at VIR, and one guy lost control of his car and he went flying through one of the corners, went over the dirt and slammed into another car. Boy, they showed that once and that was it. Not like NASCAR where they show 50 different angles of the same wreck. They showed it once. They showed the guys walking around after the wreck, and that was it. They just talked throughout the rest of the caution laps. They did not sit there and focus on it the whole time. That was kind of cool. Unlike NASCAR.
That's probably because they only had one camera.
There's two. Well, they actually had multiple cameras, but they had two angles of the wreck because it was major spot of one of the major turns, but they only showed it like once or twice. Unlike NASCAR, who would show the same thing over and over again until the caution was over. And, you know, 'cause it was a pretty hefty hit. It was a good hard hit. And those guys, you know, those that they only have the one or two cars. So when they destroy one like that, it cost them a pretty penny. Especially the innocent guy who got slammed into. You know.
Yeah, the angriest guy is probably the one with the least amount of money.
Right. Right.
You know, can't afford that crap. So the Automobilista Formula Ford is actually the Formula Trainer.
Yeah.
Which is actually the opposite. The Formula Trainer is actually a Formula Ford. but that's the way they're saying it.
Right. Right. The Formula Trainer is like a cross between the Formula Ford and the F500, the SCCA F500 in rFactor. It's like somewhere in between the two of them.
Okay.
It's got the body of the F500, but it's got the engine of the Formula Ford. Because if you've never driven the F500, that's a 7-gear car that goes about 130-ish miles an hour top speed. But it's got 7 gears. So with any tractor there sitting there, so yeah, that's the one you can't do with the stick shift because you get the distance you're shifting every 2 seconds, ding 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 ding, and then bam, you know you're up there, and then you're bouncing them back down again. They're fun at Riverside Club. You only have to brake in 6 and 7. That's it. Other than that,
Automobilista is the only thing without a Riverside.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked.
No, I take that back. I got none in Project Cars.
Yeah, but you'll never get one in Project Cars. I actually asked Gary to put the Riverside into Automobilista.
Gary's not going to do that.
No.
Gary's not going to do that.
No, I know. But I asked. You know, at least I asked. Unlike most people that sit there and complain. No, I asked him, and he said probably not. That's okay, no worries. Oh, that's probably the least. That is probably the redheaded stepchild of the sim racing world too. Is Automobilista. I mean, it's a good sim. It's got a lot of detail that rFactor 1 doesn't have, but not the same as rFactor 2. We've discussed this before too on the show.
What kind of detail?
It's prettier.
It's a little sharper.
It's a little prettier.
A little prettier.
Yeah.
It's a generation newer. That's why.
Yeah.
It's about. What is it? 5 years now? 10 years?
5, 6 years.
When? Well, that's game sports car, a game stock car. But it's. Let's see. Reza Studios. Let me see. Oh, they're working on a brand new site. How about that? Let's see.
Well, that probably has to do with their new version coming out with the rFactor 2 engine.
I have a Steam version of Rosetta Corsa that I can't use. How can I sell that?
You can't. You have to return it within a certain amount of
time.
Days,
I know.
Days. It's days. It's not.
And that's bullcrap. Can I give it to anybody?
No, you can't. It's sad. You can't.
Can't sell it and can't give it away.
No. Not that I know of. No, they wouldn't want that because then people would start giving away everything.
That's just too bad.
It's too bad we can't get you out on it. And they absolutely have been over backwards trying to find out if you could get your stick to work.
I've spent 2 days trying to get it to work.
I know an Xbox controller works on that.
That's stupid.
I know. That's just what I'm saying. I know it does work because I actually When I had it hooked up, I had to keep telling it that I wanted to use my G27 and not my controller. So that's just really weird that you can't use your joystick. Probably because it doesn't have enough buttons
Yeah.
on it.
What are you talking about?
Or doesn't have an axis
I got
on.
as many buttons. I got as many buttons on my joystick as you got on your wheel.
Really?
Yeah.
There's like 30 buttons on my wheel.
No, there's not.
They count the shifters
Let's
as
see, I got
they
1,
count the shifters as
2,
buttons.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got 18. That ain't enough? Then I don't need it.
It's probably the axis. It's probably the axis more than anything else.
There ain't but 3 axes unless you go into perspective type Z-axis.
Oh, that's probably it. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm not stating fact here. I'm guessing it is might be the axis as a reason why. Might. And of course, if you write them, they'll never write you back or never answer you. So, you know.
Well, I bought it cheap, so I ain't worried about it. It's just frustrating that you have to go through that stupid ass service just to get anything.
You mean Steam?
Yes.
Hmm.
That's like the government keeping their hand in your wallet all the time.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the government having their hand in their wallet, did you see the new law they're trying to pass for the electric cars? They're trying to pass a tax on them because they don't pay gas taxes.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I shared it yesterday. It's funnier than hell. I thought it was funny. That yeah, because they don't have to pay the gasoline tax, they don't pay the road taxes because that's part of your gasoline tax. Is road serp for road repair. If you want an electric car now, they want to tax you for get you a tax on that too because you want an electric car.
Well, well, they just upped the gas tax in Pennsylvania a while back.
You guys have the highest gas tax in the country.
And they claimed it was going to be used to upgrade the bridges and stuff.
They always say that.
Yeah.
They always say that.
80% of them
lie.
got ready to fall down, so
liberal
they claim.
Lie.
And what they're doing is all these different little townships are getting rid of their police departments, so the state police has to do the enforcement in their areas, and we're using gas tax money to pay that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know who thought up that, but it's
There's
a
a
damn
guy
good
here.
scam.
I'm in the Steam forums, and it says I tried using a stick. It does work, but it's hard to get good times with it. That's about him. The software does support it. That's
Yeah,
what
it'll see it, but it doesn't stay. You'll be going around the lap, and then all of a sudden you're out in the middle of the woods somewhere.
That's your driving.
No, it wasn't.
I'm just teasing, Tom. I'm just teasing.
That's what I'm saying is.
When I had my Momo, I had the same problem. I had to, every time I loaded it up, I had to recalibrate my wheel.
It says there's a patch for it, Tom. This is in 2014. There's a patch for joystick.
I looked all over for them. Well, I got more racing games now and loaded up than I'll ever play. I mean, I ain't been on GTR2 and
Well, I was getting ready to do something with GTR2. I just had to get over the fact that we couldn't put AI in there, but since people are down on the AI, we can go on and we can do it on. I can do it on the Beer Buddy server.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got rid of all those renders.
Yay.
12 of them.
Wake up every day to new renders. Because they pop in at the weirdest freaking times. And they're 16, 17 years old. They pop on at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, where are your parents?
Why does it do that?
I don't know. Why does it do that? Keep Mad Dog's online on Steam, at least. So are you.
All right. Car. Crew.
Tom, do you use your stick rudder controls? The where you twist the stick?
No.
Okay, I was just curious.
And I don't use the slider throttle control either.
Yeah.
In fact, the only thing I use is the
stick.
The
stick,
just banking. left and right,
You're
and
just banking.
And the trigger is the only thing I use on it. Believe it or not.
And so your brakes are a button.
The keyboard, Z, X, and C.
Yeah.
And I'm quite good at it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you. You already won 3 races in your Zoom career, so you're the stud in Zoom right now.
Good.
Well, it says it works. It says there's a patch.
Yeah, I think I remember reading about that too.
But finding it is another question.
Well, I wonder. That, Automobilista was released in 2016.
Really?
But game stock car has been around longer, which
Yeah.
is what it was originally. So
Yeah.
I did not see it. Okay, I'm looking in GTR2 right now, trying to put together something.
On a hot lap or an actual race?
A race.
Online racing.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Cool. That'd be fun to do. I've never raced GTR2 online. Ever. In all my 12 years of having that.
Why have I got that folder there?
Why, Tom? Why?
I uninstalled that program.
Why?
South Polaris. What is that?
Don't know what that is.
Isn't Polaris an ATV company?
It says reference assemblies. No, it's a folder. SSO. What is that?
Don't know what that is.
Temp. Uninstall information. VS Revo Group. This is all under programs x86.
Don't know. So if we did a GTR2 race, what would we be racing?
That's what I'm trying to determine right now.
Oh.
I'm looking at stuff. I'm on Race Department because they don't have that many things. But I'm gonna switch over to Trip and see what he's got. He's got everything.
Everything.
What was that track? What was that track y'all got the other day? The California road course track.
Oh, that was the Cali road course.
What was the name of it?
Oh, it's got
I'll be right back.
Did I put that up in the file browser?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Let me see. I thought I put that because I downloaded it and then I thought I put it up there because I thought
that would be tracks, right?
Yeah, tracks.
Road America Virtual LMC.
I don't know where I would have put it. I didn't. It doesn't look like I did. Nope, I didn't. Let me put it up there right now. I'll just put it in there loose like that. rFactor, game data, locations. It's got some weird S. Here it is. It's SRW_IGT Auto Club. I don't know why it's got the big hairy name, but that's what it's got. And that's what it appears in your... It goes up in your files as SRW. Okay, so it's in there now. Cars. Maybe we'll do something you can drive a GT Ford in. How about that, Tom?
Yeah. Well, it's 1:21.
Yes, it is. Well,
what time does the race start?
2.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
How about an AMC Gremlin?
I had the AMC Gremlin. I don't know if I still do.
Here's what I would love to do. An Austin Healey Bug-Eye Sprite. That would be a hoot.
Oh,
but that mod has issues. I've tried to use it before. No, that was an rFactor. Maybe it works in GTR2. I don't know. I would love to race those cars. Little 1200cc engines, 800cc.
I might as well just get an MGB mod.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or was it MGC
That's a lot more car
or
than
MG?
That's a lot more car than a Bug-Eye Sprite, though. An MG Midget, now that would be a different thing. Well, let's see.
I know there's MGAs out there, but I've never seen Bs or mini midgets.
B's
there's
are
an
the
MGB.
fastback.
Yeah, there's the B. There's a B
square,
mod. I've seen
square. Looks like a early Honda hatchback.
The only thing I don't like about Trip is there's not an explanation.
Mm-hmm. Some of them have detailed, like the README.
Isn't there's a Ford GT in the base mod?
Yeah.
Isn't there in GTR2?
Let me go look, because I just loaded it
I'm
up.
pretty sure. Do you have a vanilla one?
Oh.
I think because there's only one car. There's a red one. I don't know if we can.
Grand Touring Australia. When the hell did I put that in here?
Yeah, baby.
Oh, there you go. Grand Touring Australia. That's from 2017. That's got some nice cars in it. Vantage, M4, Camaro, Mustang, Jaguar F-Type, and Nissan GTR. That's in the CL1 class. CL2 class has. The Honda, an Alpha, a Mitsubishi.
I'm pretty sure there's a red one. Let me
go look here. Let me find.
I don't know why there's not a lot of them.
I got the 10th anniversary edition.
It's a realistic though. Was that 2004? 2005 FIA is what that is.
Yeah.
I just downloaded the GT4 mod. It is an IMSA.
The official.
It's in the IMSA.
2004 official. There is no Fords.
Then my problem is I don't want to run any of the base cars. I don't. I wouldn't mind running a Ford, but I mean the GT.
There are no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm looking dead at it. The only thing they got in here is a Celine.
Are you looking in
the
North American GT?
No, I thought you said the official ones. The GT, the FIA GT, the one that came with the game is the official ones.
There's an NAGT mod in there too. It's not the mod. There's an NAGT class.
Right.
North American GT class. It's got the Vipers in it, and it's got the Corvette, and maybe it has the Ford.
I have so many different things in here. The single makes.
That's why I asked if you had a vanilla.
No.
Because
I didn't hear you say vanilla.
There's no way to tell.
No. I don't have a vanilla of this. Any GT
There's
2003?
a 1940 Ford Coupe. 1940 Ford Coupe mod for GTR.
Ferraris and Porsches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know it's in an IMSA mod too.
Well, the only IMSA mod
but
I
those
have.
IMSA mods are hard to sort out. Templates. I know there's a, because I swear there's a red one. Let me look at my game. What's that? Get out of there. I know. Let's look in here.
Grand Am Revolutions 2007 GT does not have a Ford in it.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's called in GT, and it's not in there.
Yeah, I've got it. It's actually got a RMMI Mustang in that mod, so you can add it to it.
That's an add-on, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have it listed here, so I don't have that car.
97. It's got a Celine Mustang in it.
Well, that I don't remember. I must have got it at Grand Touring Australia. It's in the GTA CL1 heading. It's got a Mustang in it. It's got a Camaro, a BMW, an Aston Martin, a Jag, and a Nissan. So that's got pretty much everybody covered right there. Hey, even one of the, and it's from 2017, so it's a recent, body style. Wow, the 88 Camaro has Red Bull on it. Then I've got that 10th anniversary.
What did I do with damn it. Maybe I put them in the template folder.
Well, we've got the historic Trans Am under 2s.
Yep.
I don't think we got over 2s. Oh no, there are over 2s here too in that mod.
Oh yes, there is.
Oh yes.
Yes, there is.
That particular IMSA Challenge 2008 I have, and it has Porsches only. Let's look at all the cars. Yep, all Porsches. All Porsche. I got the NAGP LMS 2007 through 2010 mod. Let's see, just put click all the buttons here.
Okay, that's not going to work. Let's go desktop, TeamSpeak.
Models. Oh, there's a Mustang in that one.
I know there's a mod, because I know there's a red Ford GT in there. I know it. I can see it just like it's yesterday.
Ford GTR, and it's not red, it's silver, and it's number 40. That's for 07. That's Same car. Same car. Little
What are
different.
these? Oh, those minis. Those are minis.
They are in the NAGP LMS 2007 to 2010. They have them, but that's the only one I have actually got them in. That's weird.
It is weird. Teams. Oh, you know what? It's not called a Ford. I think it's called a Maytech. Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. It's called a Maytech, I'm pretty sure. What the heck? Tigg, it's probably time to end your show. Nobody's talking.
We're talking. We're trying to figure stuff out. I've got stuff going on screen, so we're good. I'm just trying to figure out where you're looking, and I'm trying to see what I got, and I don't have anything really. Because we don't use it that much. That's why I don't have much in it, to be honest with you. We really don't use it that much. GTR2. American Muscle. Let's click that and see what we got in the specials.
Those are street cars.
No, they're race cars. Oh, yeah, there's lots of race cars. This is a whole mixed breed of stuff. AMC Gremlin's in here. and then the 71 AMC Javelin's listed in the same heading, and along with the 70 Camaro Z28. That ought to be auto cost.
Do you have the 2013 M Sub GT mod?
No, I do not. Don't mean we can't get it.
No, can't do that.
God forbid we download another mod.
I had to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Alrighty, we'll be here when you come back. Take it twice. Any more than that, you're playing with yourself. No. Oh, there's no Maytag. There's no nothing under American Muscle. There's no Ford GT. It's just tough to find anything in this sim. That's half the issue. It's almost harder to find stuff in modding in this sim than it is a Assetto Corsa. Almost. I thought I had more in here than this anyway, to be honest with you, but this is all I got. Absolute Can-Am. Oh, that's those. Him's a supercar, 1994. Just a Lotus, a Spree. Imagine that. I just don't. Well, there is a Challenger RT Cup mod. Just nothing but Dodge Challengers.
Yeah.
And I think I did start pinning up a car for that at one point or another. But it's not in here. Oh, no, there it is. And the paint didn't come through. That's why. I probably don't paint it. That's. Then we got the GT3 mod by EEC. Actually, I actually did get a car actually to show up in that mod. It's not done, but it's in there. Oh, that's not Gary's. Gary's is Big Willow, isn't it? Yep.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, and that just shut down my GTR too. Trying to load Big Willow, so it's either an issue with the track or with the mod. I think we could get the set of Corsa running on his. He just doesn't have the patience to do it.
Yep.
Simbin. Yep, that mod's screwed up. My EEC GT3 mod is messed up.
Saline.
Yep. Great, second year don't work. Why the hell doesn't second year work?
You broke it.
No, I gotta probably reprogram it. I'm actually in the Ford Formula Ford at Big Willow right now on GTR2. I gotta go reprogram second gear. I'm stuck in third gear. Hey, honey.
Hey.
What up?
Hey.
Bill says hey.
Hey, honey.
Hey, girly. Girly.
He says hey, girly. Well, that's racing in on today's show.
I'm checking the 2008 mod GT, FIA GT.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
We're digging deep into GTR2.
I ain't started that.
It won't like you.
I'm on it right now.
Okay, slow the car down.
GTR2 racing game has stopped working.
Imagine that.
App crash. GTR2 EXE.
That's not it. It's not in there.
Third time's a charm.
Okay. Fix my second gear.
Race weekend. Car.
There they go. I can hear them flying by.
Grand Am Revolutions.
Oh, I got to stutter up the butthole.
Here's a picture.
What? Stutter? Or up the butthole.
What would that GT40 be in?
That's what we've been working on for an hour.
GT.
I've got a separate. So I had it added into this because I know if I open, I can't find it. It may be called a Maytech GT440 and not a Ford. I cannot find it.
Woohoo, off the track again. That's the way to do it, Dan. Whee! Sliding around in the dirt off turn 5. It's a lot of fun.
Is it in the EEC mod? Is that what it is?
It could be. That's the one that's not working for me. No, there's no. I don't remember if there's a Ford in that or not.
Yep, it's the Maytech 4 GT. That's it.
I have to re-download that. And that's the one with 0 paints in it.
Is it?
Yeah. I have some.
You know how the filing format works for this.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I have some, including my half-done one. Damn, Dan.
Yeah, there's an Aston Martin Vantage, an Audi R8, a Bentley GT3, a BMW Alpina, a Z4, a Camaro, a Corvette Z6, a 458 Ferrari, a Mustang GT3, Lamborghini Gallardo, two kinds, a Maytech 4 GT, a McLaren MP4, an SLS Mercedes, and GTR Nissan, and a Porsche. So it's got pretty much the full spread. It's a GT3 thing. I knew it was under a Maytag. I just had a feeling about it. I can't tell you what the color is. There's two of them, it looks like. Without opening it up in... Heck, I don't even know if I have it in the machine. Doesn't look like it. Yikes. You're right, though. It looks like there's only one car painted for each one, which is fine.
Because we don't need AI.
We just need Camaro GT3. Mustang. Where am I at? I'm over here.
Oh. GT Legends single make.
Yeah.
Got a Pantera.
Yeah.
That's almost at Ford GT, isn't it?
Ford GT40.
Is it loose?
No, it's in the GT Legends single make.
Oh, so it's an old 66 or something?
It's red.
It's a 60, 67?
65.
65.
It is a red one.
Toya.
I'd like to have this showroom in rFactor 1.
No, the background. I have to move over.
I'm talking about with the spinning table and everything.
Can't. No. That's a whole big deal.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Whoops. There's that last kill.
You can't make that full screen, can you?
Okay, slow the car down.
Yeah.
How?
Showroom. At the bottom.
Yeah. But it's not full screen. You got GTR2 banner at the top and then all your buttons down at the bottom.
Oh, well, that's their version of full screen.
Well, that ain't right.
Maybe you hit enter and it goes away.
Maybe, or spacebar. I don't remember. I don't play with GTR2 that much. I really, really don't.
Nope.
I don't remember the
That's
last time I
nice.
had it loaded up, to be honest with you. I
That's
think the last,
65.
a couple weeks ago.
But I'd like to have the new version of it.
What, the GTR? The GT?
GT40.
So you want the new.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got this car sitting on the showroom floor.
Is that
the
in
back-
the two-door mod?
The back
No,
wheels.
it's still, it might be in that, but I know it's in Automobilista.
The back wheels are sitting on the floor, but the front wheels aren't.
It's up on jack stands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sure would be nice to be able to have that in the... I like it.
So the EEC mod is the easiest way to go because it's got all the makes.
Right.
The EEC mod.
Yep.
Let me see if I got.
Here's even a half-done Bass Out car. Now we can slap with coffee with the Tigg logos on, and we're good to go. And I gotta fix some other things on it.
Now, can you get the track map thing to work in this too?
Oh, if you look at YouTube, you can see how it works on mine. It don't. It works, but the little balls don't show up where the car positions are, where the cars are. I can't get it to work beyond just having it show up.
I see. I see.
I'm gonna go flying. Watch this. I'm gonna take off and fly through the air.
What I gotta do is I gotta get this working in my.
Jump the cones.
I gotta get this working in my. Okay, so that's in here somewhere. Let me find it. EEC. Trip, and then I gotta. And then this is all. Tom, you've done cars for this, right?
I have not.
Oh. Oh. This is the most difficult thing to make cars for.
Actually, it's the most difficult in sim. It's not that hard to paint on. It's just getting them in sim.
No. To get them in the game, you gotta use the GTR tool and pack up all those files and rename everything. It's a big deal.
Actually, I think.
Well, here's the templates. Here's the templates.
Yeah, I have.
There's one. Oh God, look at this mess. Because it's EEC mod. Oh, give me a final version, please. There's 2.2 fix, update 2.2, 610 megabytes. Gee whiz.
It's every template under the sun.
I'll download this and see. This is the base pack 2.2, base mod update 2.3. God, why can't somebody pack this crap up? You know?
Because that's why they had so many.
Make it a final thing. Be a final version.
You're asking so much of a mod maker.
I mean, why? Update missing disk glow DDS 10.5 kilobytes. I mean, gee, really? Okay, so there's a 2.0 base pack with the templates.
I have a 3.0.
You have a 3.0.
I have the 3.0. Yeah.
That must be the final. Well, how many? Do you know how big it was? Do you have the RAR still?
No, hell no.
I probably have the RAR still somewhere.
I'll right click on the properties here. Just the car file itself is 612
I'm
megabytes.
Gonna stop it. I'm gonna cancel it. I'm gonna go over to EEC and see what I can find.
It's got the Austin, the Audi, the two BMWs, the Callaway Vet, Ferrari 458, Ford GT, Giannetta, Lambo, McLaren, the MP4.
It's got the Maytech in it.
It's got no, it does not. There's no Maytech.
There you go. So maybe
it's got the Ford GT in it. It just says Ford GT.
It does.
Yeah, actually I have a DHL paint scheme in it. And actually getting the paint schemes into this mod's a little easier. You just need
Okay, I'm going into ECC to see what I can find.
Oh, well, maybe I did. Maybe I did do the car converter thing.
Where is it?
Yeah, I still have to paint the little doodads there. Put some more logos on it. Put the number on it. And that car's done.
There it is. European Endurance Center.
Mm-hmm.
Log in. It's me, guys. It's me.
If they haven't deleted your login information.
They don't delete me.
Oh yes, that's right. You're High Bank. Nobody deletes High Bank. Nobody bans High Bank. Nobody deletes High Bank.
Okay, here it is. The grid.
Be right back.
What's in it? What's in it? They got a big stupid stupid. There's a Giannetta in there.
Like a rainbow.
It's 2015. You know what would be smart is if they had this on the. Wonder if they have this on the. Wonder if they have this at Beer Buddies.
I don't remember. I think I got it directly from them, but if you go through that thread for that mod, there's so much. Yeah, and there's just so much. Oh, here's this, here's that, here's this, and it's like, yeah, the hundred. If I remember correctly, it took me days to get all that downloaded, and now it doesn't want to work.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's what it has. That's what I got to do. Is I got to find one that works, and then.
Well, it used to work. I don't know why it's not working now, but it used to work.
There's a Giannetta in there.
Mhm.
I'm watching a video with a Giannetta added to that 3.0.
Yeah, I have it. And I actually do have paints for it. That's also.
There's GTR for you. Maybe they have it. Let's see.
There it is, GTR2. There it is, base mod. I have the of course, I do have paints for some of the cars, like the Austin. I have some paints for. Not just white cars.
Yeah, I think that's what the 3.0 was all about too.
Just white cars. These I downloaded.
Search. Please give me a search category. Let's see.
I'm surprised this track is not in rFactor 1.
What one?
Which one?
The Watkins Glen GP track.
Oh, I bet you it is.
This is a nice version of it. Now I'm doing the red GT40 and GTR2. And they're all GT40s. They're all red ones, number 840. All the cars. Because I didn't pick any other classes. Or any other models.
Why can't they be in alphabetical order? Or something?
That would be too easy.
Why they gotta be just in here loose? I gotta look through 20 pages of this stuff.
Which one am I? I don't know. The one against the wall, that's me.
Oh, now it's going to load.
There's 4 of us racing together, and they're all 840s. They're all red with a white stripe.
That's the only one they got, yeah. You know who would have this is that Italian site. They've cleaned everything out, so they probably only have the final versions. It's interesting that Trip doesn't have it. They get all the pieces parts, but they don't have the... I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't want pieces
I
parts.
think the 3.0 was the final version. I think.
Sure it is.
I
It
think.
is. It is. I'm telling you, it is. I looked at EEC,
Okay.
and then I got a big buzzer saying my computer has been locked up.
Oh no.
I evacuated.
Wow, what's with this force feedback shaking like this?
They don't have the EEC.
Oh, at least it stopped.
Okay.
That sounds wonderful.
I'm going to get the 2.0 version. With the templates. And then it looks like I got a base mod update. A fix. There's one. There's just 3 little fixes. It looks like. I can add all those in, and I'll get one that works all together, and then we'll pack it up.
Oh, why don't I pack up my 3.0? I'll look for sounds and stuff. There might be talent files.
They don't need town files.
That's right. They're probably. It would just be the mod and the sounds and.
Sounds and championships files.
I don't think there's championship files.
Oh yes. That's an RFA basically.
Oh, okay.
I gotta remember how the lobby IP local lobby thing works again. And everybody has to pick their car, and then I gotta get everybody a painted up car.
I have one. I have to finish it.
Finish it.
There's something wrong with my controller. It's shaking like a leaf on it. It's shaking really hard in this mod.
Welcome to GTR2.
And the force feedback strength is down to 90%. It's the only one I have that low. Turn it down to 75 and let's see where it goes. No, it's not doing so bad.
And I'll tell you right now, you might as well start practicing at Riverside Long. Can-Am. Baby, that's where we're going.
Really? Seriously?
Hell yes. Hell yes. Are you seriously asking?
Seriously? I was at Big Willow. I figured that's where we would go first. Race weekend.
We're gonna go to a Oh, we can go to Big Willow. I guess that's fine. That's fine.
Either or.
Make sure you have the latest update on that.
I think I do. I have to double check, but I think I do.
Like I said, make sure you do. Oh, that downloaded pretty quick. That was
okay,
almost...
which rivers? We only have the. Is that the Riverside? You were going to do Can-Am? Really?
Yeah. Go long, yeah.
Go big or go home,
Those cars can handle the long, don't you think?
Oh yeah, but we've never done the long in online. I'm just saying.
There you go. Okay, here's your Maytech. Here's the Maytech. Let me see what the Maytech body looks like. Open with.
I think in the 3.0 they just changed it to the 4 GT. They got rid of the Maytech.
Well, is there a Gianetta in there, Ferrari Gianetta?
Yeah, there's a Gianetta in there.
Yeah, see, there wasn't one in the other one.
I can zip that up when we're done here.
Ooh.
Play with all that stuff.
This is a wingless. No way.
No, I have wings on my Camaro.
There's got to be a wing on this GT Maytech. It doesn't look like one. Maybe there's another template. Let me see. The template doesn't look too bad, Tom. GT.
Now the templates are pretty simple. It's just, oh, wow, it just shut down on me. Oh, Steam app common F rating game advocate requires runtime to terminate. Request a runtime to terminate in an unusual way. Please contact the blah blah blah. So something's wrong with that mod. I don't know what it would be, or something's wrong with my GTR2. Let's see.
That's GTR2 though, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be a GTR2 issue. That's done that to me before.
Don't open up the paint shop. Why do you open up the paint shop? That's stupid.
Let's see. Where would the championship folders files be? Oh, they're underneath championships.
Yep, folder.
Custom.
Oh, these are bank pawn cards.
I don't even know what they're.
Banner says blank pawn. Okay, so I guess I gotta get this in there to see what it looks like.
Super endurance. I don't see anything that's.
What's that GTR2 OFP zip?
Where?
In the file browser.
OFT.
OFP.
I don't know. Unless it's those, I don't know what that would stand for, OFP. I'm going to put the Ford Maytech template in there for you though right now. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't sound so happy. What does that mean, OFP? What could that mean?
I think it's
game data. Locations. I got RR80s.
Okay, I'm putting Maytech in the. I just put a new folder in there, so Maytech's going in there.
I got Can-Am, NASCAR, and short.
Yeah,
Can-Am.
for that's what you should have.
Okay, the template's in the file browser now. For you.
Start your engines. You hear me?
What?
Start your engines
Where?
for the race.
Oh. Holy crap. I missed. Oh, no, hold the phone.
Oh. Let's see now. Let's display. We're missing a race. We're missing a race.
I picked Boyer to win. There's no way. That was a bad call.
Yeah, it kind of was.
But you never know.
You never know.
He's won it before.
Anybody can win this one.
What's the volume on this thing going down through the floor?
Oh, here we go with no signal again for the local channels.
What channel is it on?
17, isn't it? Or, I mean, Fox
There
broadcast.
There it is. It's been on for... Oh, come on. Relieve your foot pain. No! I don't want to relieve my foot pain. I need my foot pain. Oh, wait. That's something else. Okay. I'm wearing my 69 Javelin t-shirt today, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing my Laguna Seca t-shirt.
I'm going to wear my Riverside t-shirt if I go to the race in Laguna Seca next week.
Are you really?
Everybody will be jealous. So, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? You should have yours by then. I think you guys will have yours Tuesday. Maybe you'll have it tomorrow. I think they said 3 days. Well, of course, yours might take longer, Tigg, since you're outside the continental United States.
That's funny.
I'm beginning to think I was another planet.
Kind of is, because I can't get Fox
Planet
to come
Iowa.
in.
He lives on planet. We have established orbit.
Captain, I can't get the power.
We're preparing to beam down. But have decided otherwise, since 2 feet of snow are expected in May.
We did not get too well. I can't get it to come in. I keep dicking around this the wire.
You can't get it to come in.
Yeah, there's something wrong with my wire. I got to get a new wire.
My gosh.
It's all.
Okay, so
crappy.
Tom, I'm curious. Would you, if you have a chance, can you go into that local IP folder and see if you still have bank pain in yours? Because you and I are the only ones that have ever been on that. Because mine changed back. Of course, I have Steam, and that's why I did that. But
go into what?
Remember that text sheet that you had to put into your GTR2 that had, it's called local IP something something. There's 2 of them, and we had to change that address to a Beer Buddy's address.
Yeah.
From the GTR2 one. Would you see if yours still says that?
Which one do I look into?
It's in. I think it's just a loose folder, loose text sheet in your GTR2 folder.
Local IP lobby text.
That one. Does it say Beer Buddies? Your Beer Buds?
GTR2 lobby.bier dash
Buds. That's it. That's it. You got the right one then. So yeah, when I fire up the server, you'll be able to go on.
And then the backup lobby text is
the same thing, right?
Same thing.
Okay, good. Mine's probably changed because I got Steam. Because my Steam changes mine back to the real one every time. Or to the GTR address, I should say, not the real one.
To the dead one. Well, since the NASCAR race is starting, we're gonna end this so I don't overshadow it and get in trouble for it. If I can get it to come in. All right,
mine says GTR Evolution in it.
All right, thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks everybody who watched. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're first time here. Hit the bell to remind you to get the reminders when I come online. Thanks everybody stopped by. Bill and Tom, of course, every week. Appreciate the support. Love every minute of it. Thanks again, everybody who's watched. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast.
All right.